What happened to the fourth commandment? The 10 Commandments, the foundation of God's eternal law. They're carved in stone, unchanging, everlasting. But let's ask the question few dare to face. What happened to the fourth commandment? The one that begins with a word most people have forgotten: remember. Yet the religious world today behaves as if God said, forget. The forgotten commandment. The fourth commandment is the longest, most detailed, and most ignored. Exodus chapter 28:11. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Not Sunday, not any day you choose. The 7th day, Saturday. But instead of honoring it, most churches reject it. They keep 9 and toss out the one God told us to remember. Why? The commandment that points to the Creator. The Sabbath commandment is not just about rest. It is God's seal in His law. It declares who He is, the Lord thy God, what He is, the Creator, what He owns, heaven, earth, the sea, and all that in them is. No other commandment gives God's identity and authority so clearly. This is why Satan hates it, because if you forget the Sabbath, you forget the Creator. And that's exactly what's happened. Who changed it? Not God. Some claim Jesus changed the Sabbath, but Luke 4:16 says, "And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day." Jesus kept the Sabbath. So did his apostles. Acts 13:42. Paul preached on the Sabbath. Acts 16:13. They prayed on the Sabbath. Acts 18:4. He reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath. Nowhere in the New Testament does God command Sunday observance. So what happened? The real culprit, Rome. In 321 AD, Emperor Constantine passed the first Sunday law. On the venerable day of the sun, let the magistrates and people rest. This wasn't based on scripture. It was based on sun worship. Then, in 364 AD, the Council of Laodicea declared, Christians must not Judaize by resting on the Sabbath, but must work on that day, rather honoring the Lord's day. And just like that, man's law overrode God's law. The fourth commandment wasn't lost. It was stolen, erased, replaced, counterfeited, and the churches followed Rome instead of God. The deception continues. Today, pastors say, Sunday is the Lord's day. But where is that in the Bible? Matthew 12:8. The Son of Man is Lord, even of the Sabbath day. Not Sunday. The Sabbath, the Lord's day. So if you're keeping Sunday, you are not following the Lord, you're following tradition. And Jesus warned, Mark 7:9, Full well ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition. This is no small matter. Judgment is coming. Revelation 14:12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. When the final test comes, between the commandments of God and the laws of men, what will you choose? Because in God's eyes, the fourth commandment still stands. He never changed it. He never authorized anyone else to. And he's still asking today, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. So what happened to the fourth commandment? Nothing. God never changed it. Man did. Now the question is, will you obey the traditions of men or the commandment of the Almighty God?